Alright guys, so this week with Bandai, we've got some quote-unquote good news and some bad news, the usual news. The quote-unquote good news is that Super Boo's price is basically the same as it was in 2019. The bad news is that Bandai is still a horrible, greedy company. Alright guys, welcome back to the Dragon Ball figure recap. This week, I don't think there's like a massive amount of news. We do have the first like new thing from official SH Figuarts for a while we've had. I don't know when the last time we had something new from them was probably Super Android 13 or something. I don't know. But anyway, so they've now released the pre-orders for the Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku DAIMA, the adult version. $75. Pre-orders open April 10th, which is today, right? I believe, yeah, today. 3 a.m. Eastern time. Scheduled shipping December 2026. And I mean, I think the figure looks... some of the face sculpts look better than others. Although they do look... As I look at it more like this, I hate how you can't zoom in on this stupid interface. But like right here, can I open a new tab or something? Yeah, let's do that. Is that nonsense? Like this right here looks really weird. Like, why is his mouth pouted like that? You know? And then the shading, if that is shading, his features look really off here. It doesn't look like Goku. Looks it looks like a different character. Very strange looking, honestly. Let's see, what about this? This looks a bit better. Of course, there's no shading on the flipping thing. Absolutely horrible. Like, I mean, like, just plain pants. Like, Bandai is so horrible, man. $70. And this plain thing, it looks like Play-Doh, you know what I mean? And you're asking $7 for this nonsense. Alright, anyways, so you got that. You got these big hands. I don't like the design of this form for Goku at all. Just looks ridiculously just nonsensical with those big stupid looking hands. I don't like that at all. You got this right here. I mean, look at that nonsense, man. Seriously, you think that looks cool with those big stupid hands? No, man. All right, so we got this big hand nonsense here as well. I mean, it's the design of the thing, so I'm not saying Bandai, you know, messed up by doing that. To make the thing accurate, that's how it looks. But I just hate the look of the thing to begin with. So yeah, GT Super Saiyan 4 is way cooler, like, just obviously. Okay, so you got that, you got this, then you've got this right here. This is okay, so he has an extra expression part for the DAIMA adult Goku, like base form. I don't really like the DLC nonsense. Of course, they started doing that. They're basically copying like Marvel Legends and stuff, right? So very annoying. I don't really like the DLC thing because, like, you might want this, you know, the power pole for the adult Goku, but then you gotta shell out $75 on this big-handed nonsense to get it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so you got that. Kamehameha there, same thing we've seen before. 1 2 3 4 5, and oh my goodness, hold on. Bandai is just annoying with this looking to the side garbage, man. The teeth gritted is looking off to the left. The yelling is looking off to his right, his left, his right. The smirk is looking to his left. Oh my goodness, dude. I don't know why Bandai thinks this looking to the side stupidness is such a good idea. I don't know what makes them think it's like the best thing ever. It's just flipping annoying, dude. But I don't care about this figure anyway, so yeah. But I mean, for those of you who would want this, you're basically like, Bandai just like messed this up, because if you want to have him teeth gritted, he's got to be looking to the side. That's all you can do. If he's yelling, gotta be looking to the side. If he's smirking, he's gotta be looking to the side. They have literally, let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 out of 5. 60, is that 60%? I think so, yeah. 60% of the face sculpts are looking to the side. They're just ruining the line, honestly. They're really ruining their line. Ruining their figures. Like, that stuff is just nonsensical. Anyways, interchangeable eyes is the next thing they really should do, because this is getting out of hand. You can't have the majority of the face sculpts are not looking forward, dude. At least this one, I guess I just realized, at least this one has yelling looking forward and to the side, but the teeth gritted to the side, smirking to the side, this to the side, like, no. Anyways, $75. We all know SH Figuarts are completely overpriced. This thing is not $75 value. It's like, I mean, it's not drastically better than, like, you know, a Jada Toys figure or Mattel figure or whatever. Like, there's no justification for these price tags. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. So moving on now to Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And yeah, just Amazon and Barnes & Noble today. So as I mentioned in the intro there, Super Boo is here on Amazon now, up for pre-order. It says being released on January 22nd, 2027. Okay, so I have to add this to dbfigs.com. And Gloria released today. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But as I mentioned in the intro, the one, like, you know, quote unquote good thing about this Super Boo release is that his price is basically the same as it was back in 2019 when it first released, okay? Because according to dbzshfigs.com here, the original price for this was $74, okay? And so this right here, $74.99, basically the same thing. So I'm surprised that Bandai hasn't increased the price for this. They increased the price for Broly, the original, like the 1.0 Broly, I believe, right? Pretty sure they also increased the price for the cooler reissue that they made. So why is Super Boo's price the same? I don't know. I guess though, is he, well, what else have they increased the price of? They increased the price of Imperfect Cell, at least on Premium Bandai, from 75 to 80. They increased Krillin, the Earth's Strongest Man's price from 55 to 65. So I don't know why Super Boo's price is the same. I don't know. But it is what it is. I guess it's quote unquote good in a sense. But of course, this figure should not be $75 even back in 2019. You know, even to begin with, from the beginning, it was a ripoff. So it's still a ripoff right now. But of course, they've decided not to rip you off more in 2026, okay? But anyways, if you want this, it's here. I'll probably not get this. Very slim chance because, you know, as I've said before, as I've alluded to before, most of my figure collecting, if not all of it, well, probably most of it, because there is some stuff I want outside of my current checklist or plan for Dragon Ball Thunder. But essentially, most of the figures I get are probably just going to be stuff that I need for Dragon Ball Thunder. And since I'm working on Goku versus Frieza right now, I don't really need anything outside of that, like those episodes, until probably next year or something, because this will probably take me like at least a year or so to get through the whole Goku versus Frieza thing. So yeah, anyways, that's there. Now, as for DAIMA Adult Goku, still sold out on Amazon. Barnes & Noble has it, $38 right here. And they have free shipping on orders $50 or more. And premium members get an additional 10% off and collect stamps to save with rewards, okay? 10 stamps equals $5 reward. Now, I don't know how tough it is to get a stamp. like how much, like what do you have to do to get a stamp, you know? And I assume they don't mean physical stamps, right? Like you don't go to Barnes & Noble to the post office and get stamps, right? So it must be some like online thing, but I'm not sure how it works, okay? Mini Goku, if this page could just load and stop doing that nonsense. Mini Goku is still out of stock from Amazon. Only third-party sellers here. I'm surprised they haven't restocked this yet. They might not restock it again. That might have been the last batch. But if it does return, of course, I'll let you all know about that, okay? Now, will the next page also be white forever? Okay, good, no. So, Vegeta DAIMA, still out of stock from Amazon, okay, as far as I can tell here. But, once again, Barnes & Noble has you covered. $38, free shipping on items $50 or more, all the stamp stuff, post office stuff, all of that, okay? Mini Vegeta is still in stock as usual, okay? $27.47, but I have a coupon, as I often do, for $19.22, which I think is a pretty good price for this figure. If they were to make a kid Vegeta from like DBZ, like, you know, like the Saiyan Planet Vegeta flashback kind of Vegeta, or even Dragon Ball Super Broly, but no, I'd prefer, I mean, I guess Dragon Ball Super Broly would be okay, but I would prefer like a DBZ style kid Vegeta. That would be pretty cool. That one I might consider getting if they were to make it for a decent price, not like $70 for a little 2-inch tall thing. Let's see here. Or hopefully, perhaps a third-party company can make one or something. I don't know. DAIMA Vegeta, not DAIMA Vegeta, DAIMA Piccolo, the adult version is in stock here from Amazon as well. $67.79. Ships from Amazon. Sold by Amazon. Customer service by, you guessed it, Amazon. Okay. Let's see here. Barnes & Noble also has it. Full retail price of $75. All the stamp stuff. Free shipping, $50 or more stuff. All of that. And in Mini Piccolo, which I actually just bought very recently myself, should be here soon. This figure has a coupon offer for $32.65, and the reason I got it is actually not for this figure specifically. I want to make a custom figure out of this, so potentially in the future you'll see what custom I'm talking about. You could, if you have a keen mind, you could probably guess, like, what character could this be turned into with some customizing. Just think about that and guess what you think it is. But hopefully, you know, you'll see it in the future. Moving on now, Glorio. This was released today, April 10th, 2026, for an incredible retail price of $95. Okay. Obviously, I'm not getting this at $95, okay? And honestly, even if it goes on sale now, I still might not get it because, you know, I'm working on the whole Goku versus Frieza thing, so... My phone just alarmed, my apologies. I'm working on the whole Goku versus Frieza thing, so I don't need this, you know, I don't plan to make anything DAIMA related right now. If I were to make anything DAIMA related before, like, let's say next year or whatever, probably would only be like Goku turning Super Saiyan 3, you know. Shenron is here as well. $120 from Amazon. They've got Proud Namekian and Piccolo, $77.59. Much better price than the whole like $109, $110 garbage they were doing before. And it says here, lowest price in 30 days. How abominable is that? How abominable is it that the lowest price in 30 days on this thing is $77.59. Shows you how much of a scam it is, okay? But it says arrives after Easter. This item will be released on August 14th, 2026, okay? And you can see the price history there, apparently. Moving on now, Frieza First Form. Price is also jacked up on this. November 14th, 2026. This used to be like, what, I think a $75 release initially. I don't know how you go from 75 to 98 if 75 was the original price. They also have Legendary Super Saiyan Goku being reissued, being released on April 13th, 2026. Okay, it has to be reissued, right? $75. And yeah, so if you want this, you have like 3 more days to wait until it's released. And depending on where you live, I guess, it can get to you as early as Tuesday, April 14th, okay? Boy from the Future Trunks is right here, being released on July 14th, 2026, $77.59. Infinite Latent Superpower Trunks. I think this is the first week that I've not messed up the word infinite or latent, the whole beginning of this name or whatever. So yeah, Infinite Latent Superpower Trunks is being reissued, being released on October 23rd, 2026, $37.97. I think that price is a bit more than it was before. I'm not sure, but it's like the whole 38 range or whatever. Barnes & Noble also has it in stock though, not a pre-order. They have it right now, $35. Free shipping on items $50 or more, and all of that. Krillin, Earth's Strongest Man, being released on August 14th, 2026. Okay, $65. It used to be $55, the $55 range before. Games Begin Goku, $38, currently in stock. Yeah. Barnes & Noble also has it, of course, $38. Free shipping on items $50 or more. Stamps, all that. And for the Gohan Who Surpassed Goku, still gone from Amazon. Don't know if they'll ever reissue this or restock it or whatever. They might, I don't know. But Barnes & Noble does still have it right here for $65. Dangerous Pride Vegeta for $38. This item will be released on June 29th, 2026. And I forgot to mention too, I wanted to mention this in the previous week. Sometimes, as far as Barnes & Noble goes and like the YouTube affiliate stuff, sometimes I will see a listing available in the like interface or the hub or whatever and record the video, post the video and that kind of stuff. And then when I go to actually tag the stuff in the video after uploading it, it's not available anymore. So if you don't see a tag show up on your screen, that probably means that the item was no longer in the YouTube hub when I went to go tag it. Okay, so I might be seeing it right now, but when I go to tag it later, it might not be there anymore. Okay, because there are actually, I think there's like one seller who was on there before, and now when I looked last time, they were just completely gone. I couldn't even find them anymore. So yeah. Anyways, the 2.0 Vegeta is here from Amazon, $34.99. This is in stock as we speak. Okay, Dangerous Pride right there as well, $38. I think I covered that one already, right? Being released on June 29th, 2026. And Barnes & Noble also has the 2.0 Super Saiyan Vegeta, $35. Okay, right there. Kind of Hard Saiyan Goku, being released on July 30th, 2026, $38. A Saiyan Raised on Earth, same price. Let's see, 38, yes. Same price, in stock right now. Yeah. And Barnes & Noble, if they can just load, yes. Barnes & Noble also has it here for $38 as well. Imperfect Cell, $77.59, in stock right now. Don't know why this is being reissued again in October, I believe, but here it is right now if you want it right now. Super Saiyan 3 Goku reissue. This is currently available from Amazon. Says only 17 left in stock. So if you want this, better to get it sooner rather than later. Yeah. For Blue Vegeta, Unwavering Saiyan Pride, Amazon has this for $38. And Barnes & Noble has it for the same price. Okay. Full Power Broly. I plan to get this figure myself later this month, right? I should be getting it theoretically, or at least early May potentially, because I do want to remake, a bunch of stuff from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. I might call it something like Dragon Ball Thunder Broly or something, you know? But yeah, so being released on April 30th, 2026, $99.99. We've already spoken about that, obviously. Red Goku here, $38. Being released on September 15th, 2026. Wait, where's the blue Goku at? I think I forgot to. Anyways, there's also the blue Goku. I don't know why. I think I closed the tab by accident. But there's also the blue Goku, the counterpart to this. Same price, I believe, but being released on, I think October 14th is for the blue one, I believe. And then the 2.0 Super Saiyan Blue Goku is here from Barnes & Noble for $38. GT Kid Goku, still in stock, as he always is, $48.06, being sold by Amazon.com. And finally, Barnes & Noble has him for the full retail price, $54. Let me see here. Yeah, it says from 54. Okay, so yeah. Now let's move on to the third-party stuff. Alright, so first we have some new clone head sculpts of the Air HMYR Ultimate Gohan head sculpt or Gohan head sculpts. And apparently, I don't know if they're like all Super Saiyan or if there's, you know, black hair and Super Saiyan. But here are some images here, okay? Antares Reviews posted these. You got that right there. I mean, it looks... I guess it can pass, you know? This could theoretically work for like the Budokai 3 intro, but I'm not working on that right now. And I'm really trying not to buy stuff generally that I don't need right now. You know, like I probably won't need that for a while, even if I were to get, you know, Super Saiyan Gohan and so on. So yeah, it says here, new images of the KO version of Gohan's heads. This version appears to be of low quality. Okay, got that. Oh yeah, here's the black hair version. Okay, you got the black haired version right there. Another look at the Super Saiyan right here. Okay. See the glitch happening again. Anyways, here you have these. I think the sets only have 2 face sculpts, right? Garbage. Absolute garbage. Yeah, absolute trash. Why'd you release 2 face sculpts, man? It's just flipping annoying. Annoying. But yeah, so you got this. Okay. If that's like $20 free shipping, perhaps. Okay, perhaps. I don't know. But anything more than that, 2 face sculpts, get out of here with that. You got this right here as well. And these people that make these clones and stuff, right? If you're cloning something, charge less. You didn't make the sculpt or anything, right? You're just cloning someone else's thing, dude. So annoying to see that nonsense. Anyways, got this. I like the color of this one. I prefer the pale yellow hair color over the more like saturated color. But both are pretty accurate depending on what you're looking at. Usually when they don't have the aura around them, they have the paler color. And when they have the aura around them, the hair tends to be like more saturated. But yeah, so you got these. This as well. This looks basically the same as the first image, isn't it? Let me see. Where was it? Very similar. Anyways, got that. This again. Aren't these duplicates, man? Did they not show that same image before? Hold on. Yeah, look, isn't this the same thing? And if you hear that, like, that clicking noise, that's my, like, you know, my nails hitting the touchpad of the laptop as I scroll and stuff. So yeah, anyways, moving on now to that. Okay, this is the paler version of the hair. Cool. 12, 13. Got that. Okay, cool. Moving on now, Jack E. Bear posted these images here of the Super Saiyan Goku face sculpts or head sculpts that they're working on. You got that, and then you've got this right here, and I believe there's going to be one looking down. Theoretically, I could get this to use for when Goku defeats Frieza and he's like looking down or whatever. But if it doesn't have the red damage detail though, it wouldn't really work very well, and I might skip on it because of that, and if the price is ridiculous. Because I plan to use the DCG face sculpts for that part of the, like, you know, Dragon Ball Thunder. But so, and that has the red damage detail and stuff. So it wouldn't make sense to have him looking down without that detail. So if this is just plain with like no damage, red damage detail and stuff, I might skip on it because it just wouldn't work with the aesthetic. For like consistency, you know. And Antares Reviews also posted these images here of DF, some like, I guess, work in progress accessories for the Super Saiyan 4 Goku reissue, I believe, and the Marvelous Forever, probably the Evolving Combat. These arms look pretty massive on Goku though. Like, dang. Like, the arms look bigger than his deltoids. So they need to scale that down a bit. That is too massive, dude. Looks like, dang, looks like Hulk. I didn't even notice that until just now. Yeah, those arms are way too massive. You've got the cross legs thing right here for that, okay. It says new flavors coming soon. You got this as well. Arms are way too massive for sure. Way too massive. And then we got this right here. Now this looks slightly better, but still this part, I don't know. It still looks slightly big, I think. But this looks a bit better than how these looked. But still, the images aren't like super like high quality and clear. So it's kind of tough to really get a perfect understanding of how it looks. But yeah, and the glitching nonsense happening. Anyway, so you got this, okay. Cross legs there, interesting. And then you got this with Goku eating and stuff. Didn't they make something like this before? No, I think Bandai made something like this before, and DF made one for Vegeta with their Majin Vegeta figure. I think so. So you have this like Goku eating, I don't know, ramen or something. And I guess, is there a power pole accessory as well? It looks like it. Huh. So wait, are they adding like, I don't understand. Oh, this might be a separate set. Yeah, I think this is a separate set. Yeah. I think this is a separate set, like accessory set, where you can have Goku eating, you have the power pole and stuff like that. If these were included with the Marvelous Forever set, that'd be interesting. Would be great value. Yeah, so set 1, set 2, set 3. Okay, so you have 3. And why does this have the power pole on both sides? Don't understand that, because usually it's sheath and like the bottom part here is like in the sheath, so why would it be removable? I don't know. Could be some design I've not seen, but yeah. And Super Saiyan 4 has, of course, different colored pants than the Marvelous Forever, so I don't know if they're making 2 different color variants for this legs cross thing or what. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Red Leaf Studios and Zealous Zenkai. So this is a look at a windswept hair sculpt for the Goku, the Broly Unrelenting Monster head sculpt set. I love the hair color. Okay, really love that hair color. So that's a look at that right there. And then this right here, this image looks really cool. I will say, looks really cool. Okay, this is the red version, of course. Same image with like, you know, a clearer view, no like extra stuff on the screen up there. Unrelenting Monsters coming soon. Okay, very cool right there. Yeah, that looks cool, man. That looks really cool. And I don't even care about like, you know, this version of Broly, like, you know, what ifs kind of stuff. Moving on, another look at the windswept hair. Looks cool. Looks pretty cool. I assume that's the windswept. Has to be, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, that was cool, man. Actually, probably looks a bit better than the manga. You know, let's see, because the manga drawings for this version of Broly weren't like, you know, very artistically impressive. So this probably looks better than the manga. Special bonus yellow variant will be available. Not sure what the rest of that, you know, statement said. Yeah, but a yellow variant will be available. Very cool color. Love the color, man. Love the color. And then here's a look at the Janemba. I guess this is kind of like an unarticulated test print. I guess what they're doing is like they're essentially, they're probably making an unarticulated sculpt first, and then they're gonna like add joints to it and like figure out how they want to like add joints while preserving the aesthetic they'd like to accomplish, you know. But yeah, looking pretty cool. Okay, looking pretty cool right there. One thing I will say is like I think this part here looks a bit too pronounced, kind of like pointy. I was looking at the movie, and I guess in like very few frames it does look a bit pointy there, but most of the time it doesn't really look that pronounced. So if they could like, you know, reduce how like jarring that is a bit, that'd be cool. But yeah, I mean overall though, like yeah, looking pretty cool, you know, looking pretty cool. Let me see. And the colors are of course a bit distorted because these look a bit kind of yellowish, whereas in the movie I think they were more like, you know, that kind of like off-white, grayish, you know, light gray, whitish kind of color. But that probably is because like the distortion of the colors and stuff you see here going on here. And I'm wondering if these should be a bit longer. I might have to double check. Let me see. Let me pull it. Let me look at it real quick. So yeah, I mean, like if you look here, for example, at this, I'm gonna show actual screenshots from the movie as well. But like here, just like I think if they make it just a bit more like rounded, a bit less pronounced and like less like, it looks kind of pointy right here. You know what I mean? Let's see. Same thing over here. It's not as pronounced over here either. With this band presto thing. And then from the movie itself, kind of tough to tell from this one, but you can see that like it's not like this super pronounced thing right there. Okay, and as far as the like horns go, you see how like right here is a little bit longer proportionally. I think these ones look a bit shorter, so if they were a bit longer, I think that'd be pretty cool. And even the color, of course, as I said, but this is probably because of the distortion of the color. But if they were like, you know, not like yellowish like this is, I assume this is because of the distortion. But here, like, they're more like whitish grayish. Let's see. This is a clearer view right here. See, the color is more that kind of like off-white grayish color for the like, you know, wrist guards or whatever, shin guards and stuff. The horns here do look a bit shorter, I guess, but it's also perspective depending on how it's drawn. Of course, it can vary depending on the frame and so on. Like, not every frame is going to be the exact same. Just saying what I would prefer personally. I would probably prefer like slightly longer horns, design-wise. So that's cool. But I mean, as it is right now, it looks cool anyways, you know? And right here, once again, it's not like super pronounced and pointy. It's more like, you know, rounded and stuff like that. So I think this one's a bit more jarring there, you know? So you got that. And then you have this, same thing. Horns look kind of short there too, to be fair. And then right here, once again, not that like super pointy kind of thing going on. And this is from the Fusion Reborn movie, okay, which is what they said they're going for. This right here, once again, and I think the horns here look a bit longer as well. If you see, you know, I think they look slightly longer, but I mean, at the same time, there's a lot of shadows going on there, so they might look, you know, longer proportionally depending on the angle that the image taken from, because this is like a top-down image. But from a like, you know, straight eye level image, they might look longer. So that is also possible. Because yeah, I think the render I saw before, they didn't stand out to me as being kind of short. So it's probably the perspective of the camera. So you have that, and once again right here, not super pronounced, right? Okay. And then we have this. Now this one's probably the most pronounced one I saw that looks slightly pointy, but still not like, you know, like as super pointy as this seems to be. But of course, this is not a clear image, so it might just be a bit exaggerated because of the way the image is distorted, you know, and we can't see that area clearly, okay? But yeah, so even that is like the most extreme I personally saw when I was trying to get like screenshots for this kind of comparison here, okay? So yeah, I think that should be a bit less pronounced if it is like really standing out like that in the actual figure. So yeah, and then the last thing for third-party news, then we're going to get to AliExpress and conclude the video for today. YGMW, I believe, the Vegito studio, is making another Vegito, man. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so a manga colored Vegito, I believe they're making here. Says straight hair color is not the final effect. Shipment in June to July, Kang says. So I think they have the pre-order up for this on their store. AliExpress, they have the link there in the story. So now we're going to move on to AliExpress and see what new products are up for pre-order or available from Kang and Treasure Toys. All right, so the only like truly new thing I've seen is from Kang, which is the YGMW like Manga-Colored Vegito you see here, okay? And it's for $65.95, free shipping. That price might actually be somewhat decent if you get like all this stuff here. Are you getting like 2 different color hair sculpts, the hands with the glove thing, these energy effects and stuff? You get the figure, of course. So this price might actually be kind of decent considering the shipping is free. So I gotta say that, you know, so the price does not seem to be bad in my opinion. I haven't done the Storm Arena math on it, but just kind of estimating here, I think the price seems fairly okay considering the amount of stuff you get over here and stuff like that, okay? So link in the description for that. I have to add this to dbfigs.com as well. I'll probably do that tomorrow, which is Saturday, and update you in the post or something like that. And then for Kang, we saw this last week as well, I believe, right? They have the GM Studio Super Saiyan Goku Headsculpts here. Still says only one sold. Once again, not surprising considering the fact that it's $42.45 for 3 expressions. You know, it's just like, I really think, because if we look at the TK Custom Broly set, right, that I reviewed a while ago. In that set, you got 2 different hair sculpts, right? 1 pearlescent, 1 translucent, I believe. You got 4 bangs, 2 normal bangs, 1 pearlescent, 1 translucent, and 2 windswept bangs, the same thing. Then you got a bunch of expressions. You got actual real little earrings for Broly's ears. You got the pointing hand, and you got the crossed arms for like $50 or something like $50, $55. And then compare that to this, $40, 3 expressions, 1 hair sculpt. Like the value is drastically worse, you know. Granted, the renders do look very good, but I don't think that alone is currently carrying that release, okay? If this, see this right here, this whole thing about you get the, you know, the normal hair sculpt, 3 face sculpts, you get the bonus windswept with, I guess, looking to the side expression, and then you get this. Oh, so hold on, I think the bonus, oh, the bonus is the looking to the side expression. Okay, so if they had this, right, if you got the regular hair sculpt with the 3 expressions plus the looking to the side expression and the windswept hair with those 3 expressions, so 7 expressions total and 2 hair sculpts for like $50 or even $55, I think this would sell a lot more. But when the total for all this stuff is $80, dude, like that's just flipping insane. So not surprised that this is not really moving any units, okay? So as I said, I think GM Studio shot themselves in the foot by having this kind of price for such low value. I think they were perhaps they're expecting, or were expecting, the like artistic quality of the face sculpts to compel people to buy this for such low value, like 3 expressions, $40+ or whatever. But clearly that is not happening right now. That could change in the future, I don't know. But as far as what I'm seeing on Kang right here, most people are not buying this, okay? And then for Tuc N Tac, which I also heard their name might be Kira Studio, I don't know, but it says Tuc N Tac on the images here, so I'm going to call them Tuc N Tac for now. This one though is currently on sale, 15% off, $36.14 free shipping, which I think is a much better price for this than it was before. According to this, it was $42.84 before, and I thought that was just way too much. So this is a pretty decent discount considering the shipping is free. I think this price might be, you know, close to great, close to great, considering, it's like, yes, of course, a, quote unquote budget SHF does typically cost like this kind of price, but it is a custom head sculpt, all that kind of stuff about customizers charging more and all that stuff, I do sometimes consider that argument. So I would say that me personally, if I was interested in this price is not the worst thing ever. So it says 21 sold. More people are buying this now, and for that price tag, I think that makes sense. If you want this, I think right now might be a pretty good time to get it. There might be some greater discount deal coupon things or whatever going on in the future, or you might have, the coins and all that stuff to make it even less than this. So if you could get this down to like, say, $30 or something like that, free shipping, probably a fairly acceptable price for this, okay? Of course, Red Leaf Studios is also making their Broly stuff. Those are not released yet, so, we'll have to see how those compare to this. I expect the Red Leaf Studio stuff to give you way more expressions than this, but I'm not certain of how many expressions they're going to make, so we'll have to see. But yeah, that's it for the Dragon Ball figure recap this week, guys. If you want to stay updated on Dragon Ball figures, be sure to subscribe and be sure to visit dbfigs.com to make collecting much less stressful and more convenient. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.